Hey, welcome to a tutorial of AMZScout. Today we are going to go through some tools of AMZScout, which is a software for Amazon sellers. We're going to go through some product research, keyword research tools, some new AI tools that will be helpful for you as a seller on Amazon or someone who wants to sell on Amazon. We're going to go through the extension of AMZScout.
Hi everyone. I'm Tina. I'm in charge of the product at AMZScout, and today I'm going to show you new tools, new great functions that can help you find great products, great ideas, great keywords on Amazon in just a few clicks and seconds, because AI can help us a lot yeah,
Yeah.
in this endeavor. And well, I'm going to show you how it works and all the data we have and everything that can help you. Let's start.
Yeah, thank you. Good to have you here. And yeah, let's go. Let's go. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Vova, by the way, for the invitation. I'm really glad to be here on your channel. So let's begin. That's the website that we have, amzscout.net. It's got a lot of info and reviews and stuff. But today we'll start with the Pro AI extension for Chrome, but it's also available for Edge browser. Well, I already have it installed. Let me show how it works. So you basically type anything you want in here on Amazon.com and a lot of other marketplaces, and you pull up the extension from here, from the upper right corner of your browser. It can analyze all the products, or if you open it just on one product, it will analyze this product. Well, I would like to start with our new AI Power Bot and then just continue with some other great stuff because it has a lot of data columns. We try to color code some of the data because we know that it's a bit overwhelming for the newbie to analyze all these figures, all these numbers, all these graphs. Yeah. So we thought, and with this AI development, we realized that the best way is to probably analyze all the data by AI, show the results. So someone who is new would be not overwhelmed, and anyone could read about the niche and find the keywords without analyzing everything for hours, and then step by step understand what data means. So right here under this button, we now have the AI niche and product analysis and AI listings keyword density analysis. Let's begin with the first one. So if you click on it, I already have it opened. So let me show you here. It will generate, it's the same niche, it's kitchen scale. It generated the AI niche breakdown. It consists of 8 bullet points, let's say. And well, what it does, based on the data we have, that's a big difference because the ChatGPT and other tools, they would just try to analyze something based on data they made up usually. Like, we think you'd like this and that. I don't know if you've encountered, but it's usually like ChatGPT makes a lot of data because they don't have the reliable source where to get the
Yeah.
products, their sales, prices, current prices, history, especially the competition and demand. So they would just generate you something like everything is good in the sports industry, electronics is selling well.
ChatGPT likes to give like positive outlook on things, yet sometimes not necessarily it's gonna be relevant or correct. So you gotta definitely kind of check what it's saying. But as far as I know, MZ Scout, it's kind of you have integration with Amazon itself. So then the data you get is more, correct and yeah.
Yes, it is reliable and correct, and it comes from the Amazon itself right now, like what I see on the screen. And so we take this data and we analyze it with the AI. We're being very strict with ChatGPT, I mean, OpenAI. We check that it does not, add up anything on its
Mhm.
own. So you can pretty much rely on what it's writing right here. And well, what we have here is a trends analysis. It analyzes the demand, seasonality, if it has any, like Thanksgiving, holiday. As it gives some insights. It talks about sales velocity, variance, variety, Like, for example, the niche includes a diverse range of kitchen scales, from basic models to advanced scales. Then it goes into the composition analysis. It gives the unique brands, the seller types, FBA sellers, it has FBM sellers, right? Key competitors, maybe these brands have a lot of products in this niche. That's why they are key competitors. The number of sellers for the particular products, it's usually interesting for the online arbitrage and wholesale sellers. Not really for private label, but still it's good information. Sellers countries, well, it's usually many sellers are based in the US and China, but sometimes it's only China or only the US, and you're gonna need to know that. And it's sometimes, difficult to find that column because a lot we realize that we're adding data, and we can't put it on one window, so you have to find it in the filters in the view option tab. But here you can see all the analysis, and it allows you not to forget to analyze anything. The review volume, so the review count you see is very, very high for the some example product. I think one of the leading products. The average ratings, the average listing quality scores, page sales and revenue share of the top product, and about A+ content. Well, I guess in a lot of niches, many listings now incorporate A+ content, but it's good to know that it exists because, well, if someone reads about A+ content, at least you would know that, oh, what kind of content is that? I need to check, and you'll need to go to ChatGPT or Google it, and you'll find out what kind of content it is. At least now you know something interesting. Then pricing strategies. So it goes with the price distribution, the concentration of the pricing. Well, the highest price is $50, right? But it doesn't mean that it's the average. The concentration of the prices lie in this range. Average price seasonality. So sometimes they go up to this range. And again, the inside. So that's the concentration. Yeah, those are the average prices. And new sellers' average price, as you see, they are a bit lower. What are the new sellers? By the way, those are the sellers. It's in the prompt, so you wouldn't see it. That's why I'm telling you. So I define the new sellers that those whose products are under 6 months old, young. Yeah. And so the suggested pricing is between 15 to 30 products. That would be the average price for this niche. Then I think bullet number 4 is one of the most interesting because it's a sales potential for a new product. Usually what you do and what sellers used to do all the time, they analyzed all the products. Okay, but some of them are like 10 years old. They've had a lot of experience, a lot of years time to collect reviews, to collect knowledge, how to organize the listing, how to optimize it, what features they should have. Of course, you can copy it, but you can't copy really the 10 years of being in the niche. So it's better to look at how new products are doing, right? That's why, so what I've done here is I took only the new products group and ask the AI to analyze this group. And so it does the same about the total sales volume, revenue potential, number of new products. By the way, 5 products launched within the last year in this niche. I think that's a not big number, just 5 products in the top list, right? So I guess it says a lot about the niche. I think it is pretty competitive. It's just an example, but I would not think about getting into the kitchen scale niche and selling in it. And, some other stuff. Sales share for new products, new product sales average, and review requirement. The keywords, that's not the big keyword, tool. We have others. It just gives a small breakdown. It just gives the most popular keyword phrases, just 5 right here. But their frequencies are the biggest. Like the products use digital kitchen scale keyword 30 times across the top organic products or food scale. You should totally copy those 5 keywords and use them in your listing. That's like 100%. First available date analysis. Like products have been available since as early as 2010, competition dynamics, top competitors breakdown, and actionable insights in the end. So you wouldn't forget to analyze some key point of the niche. And well, you can copy all this to the clipboard and and go on. We also have the AI product insights that does pretty much similar thing, but just for a product. I'm not on the product right now. I won't click it. An AI product improvement. It improves. I'll open it on some product probably later. It gives the idea to the product improvement. I think it will give the idea for the first, just for the first product in organic results in this niche, I think.
The products that were analyzed by the niche analysis, this is from page one or from how many products? From all the products in the niche or from kind of how many, I guess, were taken into consideration in the AI niche analysis? Is this just first page or it scans multiple pages? I'm curious.
Yes. So what we usually do is we analyze the first 2 pages in the
First two pages.
organic results because sponsored pages they are right here, but they don't influence the niche. They are here, by paying money.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
just 2 pages of the
Organic
keyword that
results.
we're checking and the organic result for 2 pages. Yeah, makes sense. That's, I believe,
Yeah.
where most of the biggest competitors are going to be anyway. So, yeah.
Yeah, sure. They keep not being really relevant for the keyword, especially long tail keyword, big search query on the third and fourth pages and so on. And also, you know that people usually buy everything on the first page, like 50% of sales come from the first page, other 30% comes from the second page. And so we're not really interested in the rest 20% when people keep, they don't find something on the first and second, they keep scrolling. So yeah, it opened for us. It just took the first first popular product in this niche, one of the scales, and it offered the improvement. So introduce a smart scale version that includes connectivity features such as Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. It frequently offers that some kind of, Bluetooth stuff or design so you can track and managing dietary goals. Well, something like that.
Yeah,
I'm not into
nice.
diets, but
That's
I guess.
that's pretty cool. And then we can what I like about it is like you can copy to clipboard and then I guess you can share it with your partners, right? Or something like that. But also you can take it
Yeah, sure.
further and you can, if you can go again to some tool that helps you with again like some AI tool and then continue with the work, maybe giving
Yeah.
some asking for some other ideas or but this gives you like a basics of specific ASIN again, or we can go to a specific ASIN and click on kind of get improvements, and then maybe we can take a few ASINs and merge all the improvements. So I think it's nice. It kind of saves a lot of time in thinking for improvements as well. Of course, we should think too, but this helps. Yes, yeah,
Yeah, we have to have a lot of work done anyway, so
yes.
it's good to have someone who tips us. And
Hmm.
well, usually, people collect everything. Well, they used to in like Google Docs. Now they use Notion a lot, and some
Hmm.
similar apps.
Hmm.
And yeah, that's why everywhere we have copy because
Hmm.
yeah, you have to you'll forget. So copy it to some Notion notes or in some notes app where you analyze the products and compare them in niches. Well, I'm closing it. It, by the way, gives even the rationale
Hmm.
why you should enhance that functionality and the estimated impact on metrics. Well,
Hmm.
it's all estimated as it
Yes.
says,
Hmm.
but it can actually increase the conversion rate, sales, review count, yeah, and customer perception. Okay, yeah, I'll stay here. I'll just go on with the next one, which is in AI, which is AI listings, keywords, or keyword density. So what it does is usually what sellers do is they use the keywords tools, which we also have, of course, and have had for years, that analyze the keywords that listings are tracked for, are indexed for, right? For example, on position 50, and you want to get higher for the organic results for that keyword. For example, if you have a kitchen scale, you want to be very high on the in the organic results on the page when someone types kitchen scale. That's like your main keyword. It can be really competitive, but that's your main keyword. And that's what everyone does. What I thought is also interesting is that if we analyze the listings itself, the listings description, bullets, and titles, and we see what keywords are really repetitive among, again, first two pages of listings, we could have it, in another way. We could see what keywords they push into the listings, and that means they are really useful. And they could be great for your SEO and PPC campaigns. So all the keywords from the listings that we analyzed from the kitchen scale, I think again like 70 or 80, I'm not sure how many are on the first two pages. We organized them by groups like features and materials. That's what we and I do, together. And we put them right here, and with the frequency they occur in the listings. That means that the stainless steel keyword appears 21 times on the listings across this niche. Okay, does it make sense?
Yeah, so as far as I understand, features and materials, like we're gonna have other types of keywords in a bit when we scroll down,
Yeah.
but these come up again and again as for features and materials. So then based on the amount of, for example, stainless steel or what was that LCD display, so it can give us ideas for what to include in our listing to describe the product, but also it can help us understand kind of, maybe what sellers think that buyers want. So easy to clean, for example, so we can emphasize that, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Or maybe we can take ideas as backlit LCD, as we can see there. Maybe that can be a feature on our product. So I think this is good for writing down the listing, as for making it sell better, but also maybe these are keywords that people are searching for. So maybe they're searching for kitchen scale with LCD display, etc.
Yeah, I think people are totally looking for LCD display, kitchen scale, and they type it in the search box. But I don't think they type easy to clean. They just expect it. So that's not a keyword, I think, for the SEO in this particular case. I mean, easy
Yes.
to clean. But that's definitely a phrase you need to include in the listing. Easy to clean, high precision. I think that's about the figures, it's on the display. Battery
Yes.
operated, that's not the thing that anyone would put in the search box, battery operated, but customers just expect that. Or batteries included. They maybe put that if they, describe everything for the product, about the product. Search box, that's
Nice.
not usually how it works. So yeah, but that's obviously useful because a lot of, 10 times listings included that easy to clean thing in their listings. Durable design. So usage and convenience, again, meal prep. I don't know what it means, but I think it's somewhere, right? For the meal prep. Portion control, baking scale, user friendly, space savings. Sometimes probably they don't make sense, but usually, yeah, everything is clear, like what it means. So what else is interesting? Yeah, that's weight measurements units. Yeah, I guess people use different measurements, and that's why it has such a big frequency. Some units, compact design. So here we go. It doesn't have many groups, by the way, of keywords. Sometimes it gives like 10 different groups: design, functionality, and others. And yeah, that's the old one, but it's
Yes.
also the title keywords density. Yeah, it's been here for years. This one just gives the separate words from the only the titles. So you definitely need to include the word scale, kitchen, food, and digital in your title. And also stainless, steel, weight, grams. You can now export everything to this CSV file and this as well. Okay.
I also wanted to mention that these keywords this LCD display, easy to clean, can be good ideas for our pictures too. So we can get if it's if easy to clean is something we see on the listings and also on the reviews. People are mentioning that. So then, yeah, for us, it is going to be good for as sellers to put it on our pictures. Also, I wanted to ask you, those keywords, they come only from the bullets, right? Description, but not from reviews. These are not coming from reviews. Those.
We have a separate tool that it extracts everything from the reviews and also analyzes it with an AI. It's another tool. It's not in the Pro AI extension. So I wanted to cover it a bit later. That's how it
Yeah.
looks,
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay. We'll get to it.
we do it too, just in a different tool.
Cool. Cool.
Okay, so I'm closing it. And soon we'll have our own chatbot here, which will also analyze all the data, and you can ask this chat any questions you want based on our data. It's not here yet, it's under development, but we're going to have it, and it will be number one, I think, here, because it can do both of the features inside of the chat. And well, now I can cover the Pro AI extension itself, other than the AI features, right? Let's begin. Yeah.
Yeah. Also tell our viewers that, I mean, of course, now we're doing the updated kind of video. I have a bit of an older video where I go through, also, I think it's about maybe 30 minutes video where I go through the extension of AMZScout Pro extension, and kind of also I go through how it can be useful, what it does. Of course, it's an older video, yet still many principles stayed the same. So I would recommend our listeners, if they want to go more in depth after this video, I will include it in the description as well for further kind of diving deep and understanding the numbers. Also remind the viewers there's the a free account to try out. You can download the extension for free to try it out for free. We're going to have a link and a coupon code to save $10 when investing in AMZ Scout. It's going to be VOVA AMZ, VOVA AMZ. But yeah, Tina, we can dive in and see how it works, please.
Thank you. Everything can be customized like this. So it's responsive to any screen you want. I mean, the desktop. As I said, even without the AI options, this tool generates the full data analysis on any niche, any category or subcategory, and any product on Amazon. A lot of marketplaces, Amazon marketplaces. So you can see here a lot of columns and the list of the results on the Amazon page. They start with the sponsored, but it's not really good to rely on sponsored products data because they can be here for me, but tomorrow I'll open the same niche and they will not be there because they're out of money. So these products that are organic are usually the ones to analyze. So what I usually like to do is, sorry, this window covers, is to open this one on the view button. Just a second. It's not here. There are a lot of this. It's, I think, in the filters. Yeah, sorry, not in the views, in the view, but in the filters. So I'm going to hide sponsored products. I'll apply and they will disappear. So I'll only analyze the organic results. So let's begin. Here we see the names of the products. And if you hover it, you can see the pictures, the first picture of the product listing, because you wouldn't want to open all of them in different tabs, so you can check it like that. You can see the brand again. If you hover, you'll see it's Amazon Basics, City, I think, and so on. The main category where they are located, and then go the scores. Score for private label and reselling. One of the most popular, I think, features, most clickable, because we see all the analytics, and I can say that's because, yeah, it's easier again to, to just sort, for example, the scores and see the best products for private label. If you click on it, a lot of the numbers are clickable. If you see this little arrow or some in a graph icon, it's usually clickable. So you can click and you'll see something more, some explanations, definitions, graphs. So don't forget about it. It's not only that spreadsheet, it also has a lot of insight. So it explains why this product has such high product score for private label selling. It is 8 out of 10. And it simply explains that you will probably have enough profit with this product, profit-wise, and decent sales. So the listing is average quality. You can try to make a better listing, not of this product, but of a similar product. I mean, and there is a big revenue opportunity. It's usually good to see high sales in the niche and low listing quality scores in the niche because you can compete with that. So if you see a lot of great listings with A plus content or just good looking listings with a listing quality score, we have it from 0 to 100. It means high competition. It's not really a good sign for a private label seller. And then we have a similar score for reselling. It's a completely different one. It analyzes different things like the number of sellers that sell this particular product. And for example, this one has 10 score for reselling, 10 out of 10. And it says that it has low competition. It means that this listing has some sellers, but not more than 15, as far as I remember. And it has high sales. Oh, yes. So we've color coded, just recently color coded some of the data because we know that, again, it's too complicated to dive into all the data for a new seller. So if you know already that the rank or the BSR means that the higher it is, the better it is. So the lower the number, the higher sales the product has. So that's why we put the green color on some numbers that are lower than, I think, 10,000, as far as I remember. From 10,000 to 20, I think we coded the figures in yellow or orangish, yellowish color, and 20,000 plus or red ones, red values. I think it's probably a little bit strict, but that's how it works. You have to be in the top 10,000 to, or at least 20,000 ranks to generate some sales. Some good sales you can rely on, and continue your business. And again, if you click on this arrow right here, you'll see the history graph for that product, and it has 5 different indicators: sales, a rank history, price history, reviews, and revenue history. If you are not interested in some, you can just switch off. I know it can be, hard to analyze the 5 graphs at one time. So you can look at sales plus reviews, for example, something like that. Yeah, you can look just at 6 months, 2 months, if you want a shorter period of time, and see at all the figures at any point of time. I think I'll show some more. Yeah, it's just we didn't have the history of the price for the previous product, but for this one we do have. So you see how the price changed, and I guess in June, in the end of the June, they started some kind of sale. Probably they are selling out the product because you see the price is really low. So you can analyze what's going on with the product, and it's been for sale for at least 2 months. I think that's not really a good sign, but you can only guess. But that's how you can analyze. Their reviews are growing; they're not really that big, but I think probably they're giving up. But that's just my guess. Yeah, the revenue is different all the time. Yeah, they had some peak and then they didn't. Yeah, and August wasn't really that good. It was okay. Well, that's how you can analyze any product. You can look at the history of all the data they have, all the most important data, and build your theories around this data. You can be right, you can be wrong, but that's how it works. You don't know, you know the owner of the product, but you can guess what's going on. Well, the next one is estimated revenue. It's just as easy as it gets. You see $5,000. That's the estimated revenue for the month, for the past month. That's not exact, but that's our estimation. That are really usually good and strong. Again, if you click on this history icon, you'll see the same. Again, the history graph of this product. Page revenue share. Well, that's the share of this revenue for this product across, again, top organic products. Not all of them, like down to page 20, but in the first 2 pages. And so you can sort by revenue and you can sort by revenue share and see that, for example, this product, you remember in the AI defined this product as the key product, the leader. So it was right. It takes up almost 15% of all the revenue. That's a huge percentage and huge competition, I think. And you see this brand has the position number 3. Yeah, it competes with Amazon Basics, but that's a really strong brand that built its product around, yeah, they're different around the kitchen scale niche. And if you combine all the, this percentages, yeah, 15% plus 8%, it's almost 23, 24%. So a quarter, yeah, of the niche is taken up by this Ethic City brand, which is a really strong competitor. Yeah, which is a really strong competitor. So if you could see only the estimated revenue, you wouldn't probably be able to see that. But when you see the page revenue share, you understand, oh, okay. I don't see this one more product, which is 1.37%. So if you add up, yeah, I think it's more than a quarter of all the revenue.
Yeah.
So if you want to go into that niche, you need to probably copy the strategy and look at the listings and what they do in terms of ads, SEO, and stuff by that brand in this niche in particular. Oh, well, we see the same as the estimated revenue, estimated sales data. That just means that 22,000 items were sold by this brand over the past month, plus, this amount because it's also the same brand. And again, page sales share. Let's sort. I think we'll see the Amazon Basics. Yeah, it sells more, but I guess for the lower price, right? Where the price is, don't see. Here you go. That's why, yeah, it does have the highest page sales share, but it doesn't have the highest revenue share, which is important, right? Because they are here to make money, not just sales. Yeah, the leader is still Ethic City, yeah, brand. Okay, here goes the price. Again, the same graph. I will not open it again. The FBA fees you're gonna pay if you're the FBA seller. If you're the FBM, you have to take care of delivery yourself. But everyone says that FBA, especially for medium items, not just some armchairs, it's better to just use the FBA program. It's the best way. So that's our FBA calculator. Again, I think in September we're going to launch a new calculator. It will be right here together with this one. It's going to be a PPC calculator and the financial focused calculator. So it's going to be bigger, like 3 times. Right now, what we have is just a calculator that counts your profit per unit, net margin, ROI, and it also gives the estimated monthly profit. So if you put something in here, like your product cost is $2, it will count everything here for you. So you'll have just a 1.83 profit. Well, let's go on. The profit potential. That's, by the way, one of our newest update as well. It hasn't been here for long. It's a new one, a profit potential. So we used to have just revenue, costs, FBA fees, but that's a profit potential. It has a tooltip here that explains that. So we divided all the monthly sales by the number of sellers for this product, and then multiplied the results by the net. So we subtracted the FBA fees, and here we go. That's the profit potential you could get if you join to sell the same product, or if you're a sole seller. That's the average, the estimated profit potential this product, this seller has. So if this seller is alone on this listing, So that's probably the profit, the total profit the seller has. Of course, they would spend a lot on the ads and other operational costs and taxes, but at least that's what we see after the profit after FBA fees. But for example, on this listing, we have 4 sellers. We don't know the sales division between 4 sellers, but if we, well, they are not equal for sure. Like, it's not like they all just sell 25%
Yes.
all the sales, but we don't really know. So we try to just divide all the sales by 4 in this case, and again subtract the FBA fees. And that's the profit potential that stays with one seller or profit.
Tina, does the profit potential change if we input the price of the product into the calculator, or it's not gonna be affected by that? It's just on the raw minus FBA fees kind of from the sale price, sort of, right?
It is right now. That's why, yeah, we're preparing a new profit calculator, financial focused calculator, it will be called. That takes all the numbers into consideration. It will just be bigger because you have to, consider a lot of different details and figures. Okay, this I stopped here. The listing quality score, I already spoke about it. So that's a listing quality score that indicates how good the listing is. And it goes from 0 to 100. And again, if you see the arrow, you can click on it and it will explain how is that and why it has this score, which is 87 in this case. And it explains, by the way, what the best you can do for your listing. You can name your brand, and you can have 5 bullets, a good rating, good number of reviews, A+ content, be FBA, and have a big images count, more than 5. And it explains all the it gives the definitions, for these things. Okay, available from column just tells you when the listing started being on Amazon. Like in this case, it's year 2017, at the end of October, right? And so on. The number of reviews, how many reviews the product has. Again, if you want to see how they grow the reviews. Sometimes it can be interesting because usually it should only grow, but sometimes it drops. And in these cases, we thought, probably that's a mistake, but some reviews could be removed if they are not obtained in an honest way. So be mindful and try to to collect the reviews with the methods that Amazon allows, because other ways, Amazon has really strict rules, and if you Google, there are a lot of lawsuits, I think, against the fake reviews. So you see that they grow steadily. By the way, here is a situation with some losing of reviews. I don't know what happened 2 years ago. Because sometimes for new products, you see a very rapid gain, and you can say by that this product tried to obtain reviews really quickly because they're just launching. Well, let's try to find the newest product like this one and look at I'll just remove all the unnecessary right now graphs. Now you see they didn't have any reviews, like 4, and they didn't care for the whole month. Then they woke up, probably. That's my story. I don't know what happened. They woke up and they thought, oh, okay, we don't have many sales, probably. Let's see the correlation. Yeah, they didn't have any sales, and then they realized, oh, we should gain more reviews, and they started obtaining them with a quick speed, and the sales followed, and everything worked out. I hope for this product is working out. They just started in May. Well, the number of sellers, as you see here. So I think this niche is dominated by private label sellers because, a lot of products just have one seller, which means that no one can join the listing. Just in this case, it's not a private label. And this case, yeah, is dominated by the private label. So if you, yeah, this one is obviously for arbitrage and wholesalers because it has 20 sellers on the listing, but its buy box seller is Amazon, so it probably is in the buy box for most of the time. It's not a good sign to have 20 sellers and Amazon in the buy box, but that's for the online arbitrage. So the next one, obviously, seller type. Seller type, meaning who owns the buy box right now. So tomorrow, if you open the same niche, it can be, no, not in this case, it's always a FBA or FBM if it's a private label and one seller. But here, where you have 5 sellers on the listing, it can be FBA today, it can be Amazon tomorrow. So that's the seller type in the buy box. The net profit comes from just subtracting FBA fees from the price. So that's not the total one. The total profit, I mean, we don't have the ads costs. We don't know the operational costs for and taxes for the products. So that's not a final figure, but it's still quite low, by the way, I think, for this niche. Well, not for that one. Yeah, there are some products that generate good net profit, but there are some that generate very low numbers. So I don't know how they survive. Amazon can survive, I think, but the FBA, yeah, maybe they're already in organic results and they don't spend anything on ads. Maybe that's how it works out for them. Well, net margin is just, yeah, again, the percentage of the net profit. Revenue per review column is a thing, is a, you know, a column that not a lot of sellers understand and use, but those who believe in that number understand how it works. So that's the, I think it says that in the tooltip, it just explains. So we divide the number of reviews per review count, and we get that number. Let's again sort. And it shows us that for every $210, the seller just had one review, which means that, yeah, with just 250 reviews, you see, this product generates $52,000, which is really, really cool, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everyone knows that to generate this much money, it is a common belief. Yeah, you need to have a lot of reviews, but not in this case. So I don't know how it works, but yeah, this brand is kind of made it. They just launched the product in January of this year and just collected 250, sorry, reviews.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's how it works. It's just easy to sort such great cases with this column. Yeah, the same. Yeah, 255 reviews and $50,000 per month as revenue. And by the way, call ranks, which can just prove these incredible results. Well, and the list goes on. Yeah, this one also. This one. Yeah, just 28 reviews, $5,000. Impressive and not bad. The number of variants these products have, pretty cool. I mean, sometimes in the clothes, for example, niches, you have to have a lot of variants to impress your customer. You need to have everything in black, in different sizes, in white, in pink, in blue, and it can get messy. I know the fashion industry is not the easiest one, but in this case, why I'm saying cool because you don't need to have a lot of variants. You could have if you want the same scales in, silver and black, but that's just it. You don't need different sizes. Yeah. The variants thing, yeah, I need to sign into Amazon account to show you that. So we'll just skip that.
It's going to show us the variations of this tool, right? Or if we go just to the listing, I assume, then we can see different variations if we click on going to the listing on Amazon itself, right?
And well, I'm going to show you this variants column, which is not the last one because we have more. There's just basic columns. So we have default columns. But okay. So we don't have a lot of variants in that niche, but some products do have. And so to dive deep, you can open the graph, not the graph, it's just the spreadsheet or with the sales for the particular variant by clicking right here. And well, let me show you some other stuff that we have. Those are not the data columns that there are there. You can also apply the seller's country, the rating of the product, the weight. I would not do that right now because I'll have a lot of columns. The inventory, minimum price it has for the last 30 days, which can be interesting, especially for flipping or arbitrage from Amazon, because sometimes if the minimum price is much lower than the current price, it means that sometimes you can buy that product and then resell it somewhere else. If the product is oversized, bestseller in some categories, it's a UPC code if it has A plus content, the average price per month, and the average BSR per month. Those are the columns that you can, apply here. And also the headers, figures like average sales rank and net margin. Let's do just this. And the new column will just appear here. And the average sales rank right here, I think. Okay, so we don't have it for some products, it can happen, but well, you see, those are the basic codes of the countries like the US. So it means this seller, not the product itself, right? But the seller is from the US, and these are from China, US, China, Hong Kong. Yeah, there are a couple of sellers from Hong Kong, but basically most of them are usually from China or the US. Those are the most common countries, right? Yeah, or Canada, by the way, and Hong Kong again. So there is some variety in this niche. Okay, so there are also some useful things here in the header of our extension. Well, there are average numbers for this niche, the average monthly sales across all the products on the first 2 pages of organic results, average monthly revenue, average rank, price, and the number of reviews, which is quite high. The visibility score, this is our own metric that shows that not a lot of sellers in our database have found and analyzed this niche. So it's really good to have score 1, 2, 3. It means a really low percentage of our users are looking into the kitchen scales. The AI niche score, if you click on it, it will generate a short breakdown of the profit analysis, demand, and competition. And here it will again generate the AI niche analysis, which we've already seen for this niche. So in a couple of seconds, it will appear here, but we've already seen it. It has a niche history, which is a pretty cool one. I haven't shown it yet. I have opened multiple times, I have opened the product history, but that one is a niche history, which is quite great to analyze as well. Yeah, we've analyzed a particular product if we liked a particular scale. Well, let's look at it, what it does with its reviews, how the sales are going, the revenue and stuff, the price. But if we combine all the products, we can see the whole overview. And this is a really important graph. If you understand how to analyze data already, it's one of the tools, one of the graphs you need to open first on any niche, in my opinion, because that's the average, the combination of everything, all the products. Again, there are 5 graphs to combine. That's why what I usually do is switch off and switch on 2 or 3 of them together to analyze how they affect each other. It's usually that the reviews affect revenue and sales. Let's do like that. Again, there's a really weird thing going on with reviews. Like I said, they grow and then they drop for some reason. Maybe they were fake, maybe something else happened.
Yeah, maybe listings got removed.
Listings got removed.
That
Yeah,
also might be.
variants got removed. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yes, that's the that's the analysis for the whole niche. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I understand what you mean.
Yeah, that's a totally okay situation. It's just some listings, yeah, can be in their organic results today on the first two pages, but then the positions drop and new listings appear
Mm.
with lower amount of reviews. So the whole count of the niche drops. The whole
Hmm.
count of the reviews drops in the niche. And that means, yeah, the lower competition, I guess. It means that the products with lower reviews can enter the first organic pages of the results. If the average review count is falling, it means the competition is falling.
Mm.
Well, we see that it doesn't have really bad, really high seasonality. Well, obviously, that's not a really seasonal product, kitchen scale. It's not a product for Christmas presents or some other day presents, and it's not a particular product for winter or summer. So it doesn't have any seasonality, as I see. Its average review count is quite high. And what else? Let's see the price, which is also really, really important. The price. Well, what we really often see is the price dropping in the niche, which is not a really good sign, yeah, because it should be going backwards. It
Mm.
should be rising if you want to enter the niche. It should be on the product should be on the on trend. It should be trending and the price should be growing. But in this case, like 2 years ago, the average price was 27. Now maybe the production costs got lower, which is doubtful. But so for some reason, now the average price is like 20, $21, which makes very little, which makes up for very little profit, I guess, in my opinion. The products should cost at least 25 in such a niche to, to be profitable because you have production costs, you have delivery costs, shipping, costs, FBA fees, and you also have to spend on ads because that's obviously a competitive niche. So
Mm.
$20 is not a really good one. Well, I've already said that that's a very average and competitive niche. I opened, but you can find your own much better. I think there are a lot of niches where the prices is growing, the competition is low, and so on. So you can look at the results for 2 years, for 1 year. You can download them, and we're closing this
Mhm.
window. What else we have here is this row of buttons. You can load more pages, like next 5 or even 20
Mm.
pages. Don't risk this clicking on this one if you don't have the good computer capacity because it may freeze for, a few minutes to generate the results for the next 20 pages. That's a lot, but it will eventually do that. But next 5 pages is pretty safe. I think I don't need it right now. I usually just analyze everything by the first 65 results. I think that's enough. But yeah, you can do that, especially if you're looking for the product. If you've chosen the niche and now you're looking for some product to sell, particular
Mhm.
product, maybe you'll find something better. Well, we also have the favorites. You can push here, add to favorites,
Mhm.
and in different niches. And here you'll have the favorites kind of dashboard with the same data points, you see. And well, you can make product comparison. There is an AI analysis again for this product. Let's just, pick a few products. For example, I decided to enter this niche, but now I want to analyze and compare a few products for some reason. So here we go. They are in my favorites. Oh, and I need to add them to the comparison. For example, those two products. So they organized like this by columns. And well, the best versions of the data are highlighted in green. For example, this product has a high score for reselling, but no score for reselling for that product. I think because it just has the one seller and it's private labeled. They have a similar scores for private label, similar categories. Also, this one has higher rank, but this one has a little bit higher revenue because of the price, I guess. They have very similar page revenue share
Mhm.
and so on. You see the comparison, which data points are better for this one and which data paints are better for that one, so on.
Nice.
Yeah. This button also opens the same window with the keywords. It just opens it on the second tab first, the title keywords. But then you can get to the first tab with our new AI listings keywords. I've already shown that. The suppliers button, which is really cool one. So you can find a supplier on Alibaba, among Chinese suppliers, and worldwide. Let's, for example, find them on worldwide. So the data is loading and we are looking in Vietnam, but you can switch to Turkey, India, and some other countries. Sorry, it opened the pages on Alibaba as well. Maybe I clicked something. What's going on? Let's find something on Alibaba. So that's the search results for the kitchen scales in China. You can filter them by price, by minimum order quantity, trade assurance, only results like this, verified only, and search again. So here we go. What we've also done quite recently, we've arranged a supply quality score. That's our own score. Those are the results that Alibaba gives us. So this is a supplier named Yong Kong. Sorry, I can't read Chinese well, but I hope, I spelled it correctly, which is verified since 2010. Its revenue, 58 transactions, its review score is 5.0. So its price is from this to this, and MOQ, minimum order quantity, is 40, which is good because sometimes for the first batch, you'd need a low order quantity just to try a product. So it's cool. But what we also do, we analyze all these data it gives us. So, and we've arranged the supply quality score, which can be elite. Let's see, trusted, which is a little bit lower. We have a tooltip for that. It's reliable, but it's probably lacking some, for example, it's more expensive or it hasn't been verified for so long. And we also have average and a low quality score. It doesn't really appear on the results quite often, so I can show it. You see this one, probably because it's got verified just last year.
No
So
reviews, it seems.
average.
So yeah, it's
Oh,
kind of.
yeah, it doesn't have review score. Yes, you're right. And it doesn't have some figures here. So that's why it's average. And for this one, probably it's because it has low MOQ or high MOQ, vice versa, and very high prices.
Interesting.
Yeah. So you can just, look at the elite and trusted ones.
Yeah, I also want to say, like, based on my experience with Alibaba, sometimes, well, of course, for any supplier, we'll have to talk to them and negotiate, but sometimes maybe what they do is they might give really low price just to appear maybe higher in results. So then, of course, we need to just, which makes sense, we need to talk to them and get the exact numbers. So yeah, eventually we have to ask and to know what to ask. Like we should have some numbers in mind and all that. But what I'm trying to say is sometimes on Alibaba, the suppliers might, the prices, they might lower them down too much, or yeah, basically that is something I've seen common. And that's okay because, they're just doing their best to rank. But then, yeah, when we talk to them, we'll again ask them for the current MOQ and current prices, and maybe for MOQ, let's say for the first result with the Young Kang guys, maybe for if you get MOQ 1000, then the price is going to be 1.2 or whatever it's going to be. So yeah, it's a whole different story of sourcing and all that. But yeah, just saying that Alibaba is pretty decent. We also source a lot from Alibaba when we found great suppliers there. But also you have to vet suppliers, yes. And this is good that you guys, AMZScout, can help us with some ideas. And yeah, so then from here we'll still have to take and talk to them and take it further. But yeah, pretty cool. We can add them to favorites as well here and etc.
Absolutely. Communication is the key, and you're absolutely right. And you have to talk to them, rely on them, see how well they this first answer, how it's called, how they answer you in a week or every day.
Yeah. Communication, the speed of it. All right, cool. So that's a nice feature for product sourcing. It's comfortable. We go straight from the extension. We go here, and we can then go from here to these specific suppliers or to Alibaba itself. Nice. And there's the worldwide actually as well, the tab. So we can use this to find the best supplier for us. Maybe for someone, China is not the best time for supplying now because of the tariffs or whatnot, or maybe someone has great connections already in Vietnam or they know Vietnam and they will. So, yeah, just use it. It's like a comfortable place to search.
Yes, and to start communicating, well, in this case, you have an option to, start your conversation with 16,000 products. So of course you'd need to choose the best ones and start communicating with 10 or 20, not with the 16,000. So at least you have some filters. And I think the suppliers from China still have the best prices, so they don't go anywhere. And I know that there are some ways of importing through the other means and other countries. So sellers can be really creative with that. And on Alibaba, actually, there are suppliers from other countries, from different countries, like the same Vietnam or Malaysia, Singapore. You can choose another country and search. I'm not sure I will find a lot. Yeah, not in this case.
Yeah,
But
depending on
sometimes,
product. Yeah.
yeah, but sometimes you can. Like, let's check Vietnam. Yeah, okay, there are 13 products from Vietnam, from quite good, all the trusted suppliers quality, low price. I don't think that's the kitchen scale. Those are the different products. Yeah, large scale. Yeah, I think they have just similar keywords in their descriptions, but they are not scales, unfortunately.
Well, still, we have to, of course, even if the software gives us sometimes maybe if we're looking for scales, but we found not scales, so then we just have to look and to, of course, kind of
Yeah, they
analyze
have
the things
pictures.
that that we get, analyze the data, and then take action. But yeah, basically that.
Yeah, they have some sort of scales, but different ones, even in India. So I guess, yeah, the search was the best for China. Those are really the scales we were looking for, the kitchen
Yes.
scale. Yeah, you can export again everything to CSV and add the suppliers to favorites. Okay, I'm closing that one. We do have a lot of educational stuff. The research tips, the training, I wouldn't start that right now. I'll start the video, of course. We have some guides, videos. We also have the product ideas. If I click on these ones, we'll get to the web application, like for example, this one. So I'll start with the first one, random product idea. So if I click on it, it will get us to some generated result. In this case, some midi dress, smoked midi dress. And well, we could see the niche score for that one. Probably it's a great idea for your next product. Yeah, it's generating the results right now. But yeah, it also has some other ideas like top 10, top 1,000 bestsellers in this category, really ready-made trends that we generate ourselves, and UN trending items. So it will redirect you to our web application. And well, those are the new and trending stuff from different categories. We'll talk about that later because it also has a lot of filters and explanation to do. Well, it's, you can see, yeah, the progress of analyzing all the data right here. So it stop in a second. And now all the buttons are active because I wanted to show you a couple more. I think I've already opened the view where you can apply more columns and headers. And by the way, our Pro AI extension has had a flexible view of results table, but just recently we got these feedbacks that the old compact view where you can see all the columns together was also popular, and some of our users miss that. So what we did is we put that option here, and if you apply, you'll see the old version where everything is a little bit messy, but on the yeah, almost
Yeah,
one
I'll
screen.
say that. I mean, it depends on the seller, of course, but why I think the older view is more comfy, just because once you do get to know how to read these numbers, which takes some time for sure. However, then quickly you can understand what's going on, and if you're looking for some product or you're researching a niche, for example, if you're like to see the revenue per review and you want to see maybe actually all of them might be useful or you can remove some of them, but what I'm trying to say is it is comfortable once you do know how to read the graphs and numbers because then you can quickly within a few minutes sometimes or a minute or sometimes a glance understand if you want to search in that niche or just quit it because you can know how to understand and to connect all these numbers in your mind and then make the decision. Maybe, if revenue per view is very high for most of the niche, that's good, maybe, because then it means like many of the products, even the newer products, are, killing it. They're getting sales. So you can see that, you can see the estimated revenue, you can see low ranks, tuck, 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 tuck. If you glances, you're like, okay, so I'll continue searching. Or if you straight away like see numbers that are not interesting for you, then you don't continue with that niche. But again, it might be for some newer sellers very overwhelming, which I understand too. So takes time to get to know these things. Yes.
Yeah, so it's up to you if you want to see a lot on one screen altogether,
Mm.
or you want, it's a bit more flexible and the columns wider. So you can choose now. So the last one is filters here. You see a lot of products, but probably you want
Mm.
to filter them by price or anything, weight, number of reviews. So you just put the number here, like from only 5,000 and on the FBA. Apply, and it will sort out the products that only have these sales above 5,000 and only FBA. And we have only 6 products left. The last one, I think, is what I wanted to show is this product menu, which is like the things you can do with this product. You can add it to tracker. I think I've already added it, so it's not active. You can open the product, the profit calculator from here as well. So there are usually different places where you can open stuff. Product history, again, the same graph that I've already shown. AI product analysis, again, it will open this one, this window without the AI niche analysis, just if this particular product insights and AI product improvement, which we've already seen. It offered some Bluetooth mechanisms, something like that. You remember, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And well, I haven't shown this one, by the way. It's so-called SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats for the product, for all the products that you have. You can open that, and it will tell you, again, based on real data, not some generated, made-up data that ChatGPT likes to make. Those bullets are built on the data by AMZScout, and they say particular things about sales, revenue, customer reviews, variety of this product. It has 48 variants, by the way. Bestseller rank. Oh, that's because this is another niche. This is the media dress, smoked media dress niche. So, of course, it has 84 variants for different
Yeah.
style and size. Yes, it has a quite good rank in its category. It also has weaknesses, like the FBA fees are relatively high, I guess, especially for the price. It has it has a limited seller quantity with only 2 sellers. Okay, only 2 sellers sell the dress. So if it's popular and sellers will be out of inventory, out of stock, it could be a problem. But I don't think that's a real weakness if they have their stocks full. The opportunities, well, expanding market base, seasonal promotions. Yeah, that's a good one. Leverage seasonal trends, enhancing online presence, optimize product page content, images, and the threats. Competitive market. Well, obviously, the market is competitive for dresses. I think it's always been like that. The
Mm.
price sensitivity. Well, yeah, changing fashion trends. Yeah, we know it can be really big, like changes. I guess the fashion industry now has like 18, 20, I don't know, a lot of seasons. Like they used to have 4 seasons,
Yeah.
autumn, winter. Yeah. But now, especially in the women's category, it has like tens every year. Well, and again, some numbers for that product. You can get some keywords for that product. It will just show you a few, and then it's better to go to the AMZScout ASIN lookup. It has this button, so you can just copy these ones, but the rest you'll find in another tool because we
Mm-hmm.
can't really combine everything in one tool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, find on Alibaba. This one is another one. It's not the same as this search, supplier
Mm-hmm.
search.
Mm-hmm.
It works differently. And some users like this button more because it searches by a product image. So
Mm.
sometimes it finds the exact products and exact supplier of this dress. Let's just check. Okay. Well, you see, that's almost this, it's even the same image.
I think it's
It's
the same.
found
Yeah.
on Alibaba,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you type something like ruffled shoulder smoked midi dress in this search bar here, you'll find thousands of different dresses. And our supplier search here, it'll find by keyword, it'll find a lot of dresses, but not that particular. If you want to find, I want to find this particular dress, it's better to use this button
Nice.
under the product find on Alibaba by image. You see. Okay. You can also find this product, try to find on Google. You
Mm-hmm.
see. Again, very similar ones. Not the same. Oh, this one, Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Walmart as well. Let's click on it and check. Yeah, you can. It's not available, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
If it was, we could check the prices and
Yeah.
yeah, and probably find a an item to resell. And you can copy the ASIN for some other tasks that you have in mind. Okay, that's the, I think, deep dive overview. I hope
It,
it was.